They told you to be patient, that your time would come. But it's been years, and nothing's changed. You've been breaking in silence, drowning in responsibilities, smiling in public, and collapsing in private. But what if I told you your breakthrough isn't coming from outside? It's coming from you. This is not just another video. This is a wake-up call. For every person who's ever felt stuck, lost, broken, forgotten, this is the moment everything shifts. Because once you understand what's really inside you, nothing can stop you, not even the storm. You're here. But part of you feels like you shouldn't be, like you're late. Like you've fallen behind in a race no one told you you were in. Like you're watching the world move in fast forward while you're stuck in pause. People your age are buying homes, raising families, building careers, and you're wondering if you've missed your chance. If the door has already closed, if the best parts of your story ended before they ever began. But let me whisper something into the quiet you've been carrying. You are not behind. You are right on time. It's not because everything's perfect, but because you're still here. Still breathing, still fighting, still showing up, even when the world has no idea how hard that really is. You see, the world loves speed, rewards the loud, the visible, the now. But your journey was never supposed to be loud. It was meant to be deep, and depth takes time. No one claps for the seed buried in darkness until it breaks through, and that's what you are. Buried, not broken. Becoming, not behind. You weren't meant to follow someone else's timeline. You were meant to rewrite your own. Some bloom at 20, others bloom at 40. Some rise after they've been buried by doubt, delay, and disappointment. But the rise still comes. Your rise is coming. Let me tell you something else. The ones who look the farthest ahead often carry the deepest insecurity. They're sprinting because they're scared, afraid of being left behind, just like you. But speed doesn't equal strength. Endurance does. And you've been enduring. Silently, faithfully, painfully, and that is powerful. There's no gold medal for getting there first. There's no trophy for crossing life's finish line before everyone else. But there is peace. Peace in knowing that your timing is your own. Your pace is divine. Your journey is still unfolding, exactly as it should. So don't rush. Don't compare. Above all, don't quit. Because what you think is delay might be destiny, and what you call failure might just be the foundation of your breakthrough. You're not behind. You're not lost. You're not too late. You are right on time. Look around you. It's everywhere you turn. People are talking about the new year, new goals, new beginnings. But you and I both know the truth. Won't make it past February? Most people, they'll scroll through quotes, double tap on some motivation, write a list in a notebook they'll forget by next week, and then they'll go back to the same patterns, the same excuses, the same life. Because inspiration without action is just entertainment. They'll say, I'll start tomorrow, when I feel ready, when things slow down. But guess what? Tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next year. And next year becomes never. Millions will waste this year waiting for perfect conditions, but not you. Not this time. You're not here to repeat the past. You're here to break it. You're not here to chase comfort. You're here to chase greatness. And greatness, it doesn't wait for perfect timing. It doesn't ask permission. It doesn't apologize for rising when others are resting. Because while they're watching Netflix, you'll be building. While they're hitting snooze, you'll be showing up. And while they're complaining about the same life, you'll be rewriting yours. Most people will waste the year. They'll stay stuck in the loop of someday. But not you, because you've already wasted enough time questioning your worth. You've already given enough years to fear, to comfort, to hesitation. This year is yours. Not because it's easy. It's not because everything will go right. But because you've decided you're done waiting. You've decided to show up, hungry, relentless, unstoppable. Understand this. Nobody hands out breakthroughs. You fight for them. You earn them. You build them. One small, brutal, beautiful step at a time. And when everyone else gives up in week 3, you'll be the one still standing in week 30. Because you made a choice. To be the 1% who finishes, not the 99% who start and quit. To be the one who doesn't just watch motivation, but becomes it. So, yeah, most people will waste this year, but not you. Because you're not like most people. You're not built for average. You're not wired for almost. You're here to finish what you started, to rewrite your story, to prove to yourself that this right now was the moment it all changed. This is your year, and no one's going to waste it. But you keep waiting for the right moment, the right mindset, the right motivation. But what if I told you it's already inside you? What if you stopped looking for the breakthrough and started realizing you are the breakthrough? You've been taught to chase something out there, that success is a destination, that power is something others give you. The clarity comes from waiting. But the truth is brutal. It's brutal. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to fix it. It's not on your timeline. It's on you. The strength you think you're missing. You've already survived things others couldn't. The courage you keep searching for, it's hiding underneath your scars. It's a breakthrough you crave. It's not in the next book. It's not in the next video. Not even in this one. It's in the choice you make after this ends. Look at everything you've already walked through. The pain you didn't post. The storms you endured quietly. The nights you thought you wouldn't make it through, but you did. You're still standing, still breathing, still hoping. And that is power. Breakthroughs don't feel like magic when they arrive. They feel like silence, like exhaustion, like fighting one more round when your hands are shaking. But those are the moments that shift your future. Not the loud ones, not the glamorous ones. It's the ones when no one's watching and you choose to keep going anyway. So stop waiting for someone to tap you on the shoulder and say, "This is it. You are it. You are the moment. You are the answer." It's been you all along. So stand up, look in the mirror, and say it out loud. I'm not waiting anymore. I'm ready to break through. Because the power I was searching for has always been mine. Your breakthrough isn't waiting for you to find it. It's waiting for you to believe it. And that starts right now. It happens in a moment, a whisper, a thought, a decision so small. It doesn't even feel like a turning point. But it is, because sometimes the most powerful change you'll ever make won't come with fireworks. It'll come with silence, quiet, yes, when everything inside you wants to run. One decision, to wake up earlier, to believe in yourself, even when no one else does, to stop chasing comfort, start chasing purpose. That's all it takes. To begin reshaping your entire future, not next year, not someday, but now. You don't need permission. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to decide that this moment means something. Because every transformation begins in the same way, with a decision to stop living on autopilot and start living on purpose. Think about it. One choice to walk instead of sit, to speak instead of stay silent, to fight instead of fold. One choice can pull you out of the storm and set your feet on dry ground. The world will tell you change takes years, but that's only half the truth. Change begins in seconds. It begins when you say, "I've had enough." Enough fear. Enough excuses. Enough wasting your potential like it's infinite. You've got this one life, this one body, this one voice. You're carrying power inside of you that hasn't even been touched yet. So choose. Choose discomfort over regret. Choose progress over perfection. Choose to believe that you're one decision away from a future that doesn't look like your past. It doesn't have to be flashy. It just has to be real, because no one rewrites their life overnight. But everyone starts with a single decision. You want 2025 to be different? Then make the decision. While your heart is still pounding and the fire is still fresh, you don't need more time. You need more courage. One decision. That's all it takes. And that's all it's ever taken. Let's be honest. Motivation fades, dies out in the cold. It disappears the moment things get uncomfortable. Motivation tells you you've got this. But when the pain hits, when the world says not today, motivation vanishes. That's why the winners, the relentless, the 1%, they don't depend on motivation, they build discipline. Discipline is different. Discipline wakes up when motivation hits snooze. Discipline shows up when no one's watching. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. It cares who you're becoming. You think the greats always felt like it? No, they got up anyway. They trained when they were tired. They worked when they were unseen, because discipline doesn't wait for perfect. It builds power in the imperfect. If you want a different life in 2025, don't pray for more motivation. Build the muscle of doing it anyway. When it's boring, when it's painful, when no one claps, do it anyway. Because every time you do, you cast a vote for the person you're becoming. Most people will wait for motivation to strike like lightning, but lightning doesn't strike twice. Discipline does. Every day you want results, don't look at your feelings. Look at your patterns, your habits, the small, invisible battles that no one sees but you fight anyway. The truth: motivation is emotional. Discipline is spiritual. It's deeper. It's wired into your identity. It says, this is who I am now. This is what I do. No hype, no fireworks. It's just unshakable consistency. So when motivation fails, let it, because you won't. You're not here for hype. You're here to rise. Forget motivation. Build unstoppable discipline. And nothing will ever stop you again. They told you you were weak, too sensitive, too slow, too emotional, too lazy, and maybe after hearing it for so long, you started to believe them. You started carrying their words like truth, started shrinking yourself, started whispering to the mirror, maybe I'm just not cut out for more. But I need you to hear this now. You're not weak. You've just been fighting alone. No one taught you how to regulate the pain, how to take that fear and turn it into fire, to rise without breaking. Just because no one showed you doesn't mean you can't learn. You're not broken. You're not defective. You are untaught strength, unshaped potential. It's unspoken power. The truth. They called you weak because they didn't know your war. They didn't see what you survived. They didn't see the nights you stayed alive with no one cheering for you. They didn't feel what you've been carrying in silence. But I do. And I'm telling you, you were never weak. Just needed someone to show you how. How to breathe through chaos, how to build grit from rejection, how to take every failure and turn it into fuel. And that's what you're doing now, right here. With every second of this journey, you don't lack strength. You lack support. You don't lack will. You lack someone telling you you're not done yet. You're just getting started. You don't need to be fixed. You need to be empowered. You don't need to be harder. You need to be heard. And now you are. You're hearing the voice that says, you can fight back. You can rewrite the labels. You can lead a life they said you'd never live. You're not weak. You are becoming. And when you fully become, the world won't recognize you, but you will. Because deep down, you always knew you weren't fragile. You were just untrained fire. You say you want change. You say you're tired of the same days, the same pain, the same results. But the truth is, you're not tired enough yet. It's because nothing changes until the pain of staying. The same becomes louder than the comfort of your excuses. You say you want to grow, but you keep hitting snooze. You say you want freedom, but you keep scrolling. You say you want purpose, but you keep choosing the familiar over the fight. Why? Because excuses are warm. Excuses are easy. Excuses let you blame something other than yourself. Let's be real. That's more comfortable than accountability, isn't it? But here's the brutal truth. Your excuses are stealing your life. Every time you say, I'll start tomorrow, you rob today. I'm not ready. Yeah, I'm not ready. You're lying to the version of you that desperately wants more. Excuses don't protect you. They paralyze you. And the worst part, they sound reasonable. I'm too tired. I don't have time. What if I fail? No one supports me. I've already messed up too much. They sound true, till one day you realize they cost you years. Something real, something that lasts, something that finally makes you proud of the person you see in the mirror. Then at some point, you have to stop lying to yourself. You have to get sick of it, sick of wasting time, sick of playing small, sick of talking big and acting weak. You have to feel that fire rise inside you and say, I'm done. Done letting fear dress up as logic. Done letting pain become my excuse instead of my reason. Done hiding from the version of me I was born to become. This isn't about motivation. This is about decision, a war within yourself. And only you can call it off by choosing to rise. Because here's the truth. Nothing changes until you get so sick of your own excuses. You refuse to speak them ever again. This is that moment. Don't waste it. You didn't start the pain, but you were born into it. The silence, the struggle, survival mentality. The fear passed down like an inheritance nobody wanted. You watched your parents drown in stress. You watched your siblings settle. You heard your family say things like, "We don't do that. People like us don't get far. Just be grateful it's not worse." And something inside you knew that's not how your story ends. This is the year. It's the year you stop running from your past and start rewriting your future. You're not just fighting for you. You're fighting for every version of your family that never got the chance. You're breaking patterns so your children don't inherit them. You're building habits that will feed generations you haven't even met yet. You are the line in the sand, the end of suffering as tradition. It's not about blame. It's about responsibility. You don't have to hate where you came from to rise above it. You can honor your roots and still grow beyond them. And yes, it's going to be hard, because change always is. But the strength that runs in your blood, it's ancient. Survived wars, hunger, heartbreak, and now it lives in you. It's your turn. This year, you stop repeating what broke you. You stop normalizing dysfunction. Stop chasing approval from people who never gave it to themselves. This year, you start healing. You start choosing better. You start becoming the one your family will thank, even if they never say it out loud. The cycle ends with you. Because legacies don't just happen. They're built with sweat, with tears, with decisions nobody claps for. This isn't just your year to grow. It's your year to break through, to shatter the ceiling they built above you, to walk into rooms your bloodline never imagined. You are the curse breaker, the pattern disruptor, the first of many. And when your future family looks back, they won't remember the pain. They'll remember the one who faced it head on and chose to become something more. This is the year you break generational cycles and begin your legacy. You wake up to the same alarm, in the same bed, the same thoughts, playing like a loop that never ends. You go through the motions. Brush your teeth. Check your phone. Scroll past strangers living lives you wish were yours. But deep down, you already know the truth. Your life isn't going to change until you make a decision that it has to. You keep waiting for a sign, waiting for energy, waiting for confidence, waiting for something to pull you out of the cycle. But cycles don't break by waiting. They break by choosing. Can't outrun the life you hate by doing the same thing you've always done. I get it. Change is terrifying, because change means sacrifice. It means showing up when you're tired. It means saying no when you're used to saying yes. It means cutting ties with the old version of you so the real one can finally breathe. You say you want different, but do your actions prove it? You say you're tired of being stuck, but you're still building comfort around the same excuses. Your life will keep looking exactly the same until you step into the discomfort of change. No, it won't be perfect. Yes, it'll be messy. But comfort never gave you a breakthrough, and it never will. Every second you wait is a second you give away. You're one decision away from waking up in a life that finally feels like it's yours. But you have to claim it. You have to want it more than you fear it. You have to be sick of the loop and ready to shatter it, because nothing changes until you do. So decide, not someday, not next week, not after the next mistake. Now, decide this is the moment. The line. The new chapter. Your life will look the same until you decide it won't. And today, you finally decided. You've been told the storm is the enemy, that the chaos, the pain, the pressure means you're doing something wrong. But what if they were wrong? What if the storm is exactly what you were built for? You've walked through fire, they'll never know. You've carried weight, they'll never see. You've survived nights where silence screamed louder than your thoughts. And yet, you're still here? Not because life made it easy, but because something deep inside you refused to break. The storm didn't come to destroy you. It came to shape you, to show you who you really are when everything comfortable is stripped away. Storms don't reveal your weakness, they awaken your strength. You're not fragile. You're forged. Every scar is a symbol. Every fall was foundation. And every storm you thought would end you, built you. You're not here to wait for the rain to pass. You're here to walk through it like you were born for this. You don't run anymore. You don't hide. You don't pray for easy. You prepare for impact. Because you've learned something most never will. The storm is not your enemy. It's your training ground, your fire, your rise. And when the sky cracks open and the wind screams in your face, you don't flinch. You smile. You know who you are. You are the storm. Whatever's coming next. It has no idea what it just woke up. You think you need a miracle, but what you really need is a moment of honesty. A quiet moment where you finally admit to yourself that waiting hasn't worked. That hoping without action has cost you more than you're willing to lose. You've spent enough nights thinking about the life you want, and now it's time to build it with your bare hands. Not tomorrow, not when it's convenient. But now, because the clock doesn't care about your intentions, the world doesn't pause for your potential. And success, it doesn't wait for you to feel worthy of it. It shows up for those who show up for themselves. You keep asking for signs, but the truth is your breath is the sign. Your ache is the sign. Your hunger is the sign. You wouldn't be this restless if you weren't meant for more. You wouldn't feel this fire if it didn't have a purpose. So stop trying to quiet the calling. It's not here to annoy you. It's here to awaken you. It's here to shake you out of sleepwalking through your own story. Because the version of you that settles, that doubts, it runs from discomfort, that's not the real you. That's the trained version, the conditioned version, the version they built out of fear and silence, but deep inside you is a warrior that never got a chance to rise. Until now. So let this be your rebellion. Let this be the year you turn every I can't into watch me. Let this be the season you stop explaining your dreams and start executing them in silence. No applause, no validation. Just quiet, relentless progress, the kind that know. One season till they can't ignore it. You owe it to yourself to find out what happens when you stop doubting and start doing. You see, the problem is never the goal. It's the gap between who you are and who you need to become to reach it. And that gap is not closed by motivation. It's closed by transformation. By waking up and choosing growth even when it hurts. By choosing consistency over comfort. By realizing that success isn't about feeling good. It's about doing good work when you feel nothing at all. It's about showing up on the hard days and the hollow ones. The days you're angry. The days you're tired. The days you'd rather disappear. That's when the change happens. That's when you go from interested to committed. From wishing to becoming. And no one can force you to get there. No video, no quote, no speech. Only you. Only your decision to stop settling for almost and start demanding everything from yourself that you once begged for from the world. You want love? Become it. You want respect? Earn it. You want peace? Fight for it in the battlefield of your own mind. No one is going to do this for you. And deep down, you already know that. That's why you're still here reading these words with fire in your chest and tears in your eyes. Something in you knows you can't keep living like this. You're not here to repeat years. You're here to redeem them. You're not here to be a copy of someone else's success. You're here to become the original blueprint for your own. But that kind of power, it only comes through process. Through pain. It's through persistence that refuses to be silenced. Think breakthrough is a lightning strike. But more often, it's a whisper. It's you choosing to believe when there's no evidence. It's you moving forward when nothing around you says go. That's where it lives. In the small, ugly, uncelebrated decisions that no one sees. That's the real work. That's the real power. And the minute you realize that everything changes, because you stop chasing results and you start embodying resilience. You stop asking for permission and you start creating opportunity. Stop being a victim of your history and you start being the author of your future. You want 2025 to be different? Then stop dragging 2024's excuses into it. Stop bringing last year's wounds into this year's war. You've got enough weight to carry. Don't let regret be part of it. There will never be a moment where it all feels perfect. So make peace with the imperfection. Make peace with starting messy. With learning as you go, with looking foolish and failing forward, because the people who make it, they're not the smartest. They're not the most connected. They're the ones who got tired of their own excuses. It's the ones who stopped talking about what they were going to do and just started doing it, and that can be you. If you choose it right now, in this breath, in this beat of your heart, everything can shift. Not because the world changes, but because you do. Because if you really look at your past, you'll see something beautiful. You've been surviving storms your whole life. And every time you thought it was over, you rose. You rose with less than you needed and more strength than you knew. You rose when your heart was shattered and your spirit was tired. You rose when no one clapped, no one watched, no one knew. You've already done the impossible. You just forgot. So let 2025 be the year you remember. Remember who you are. Remember what you carry. Remember that your pain wasn't pointless. It was preparation. Your past wasn't punishment. It was power in disguise. And now it's time. Time to take all the tears and turn them into tenacity. Time to stop shrinking and start showing the world who you've always been. No more waiting.
Oh.
No more asking for someone to choose you. You choose you. You rise not because you feel strong, but because you're done pretending you're weak. You lead not because you have all the answers, but because you've lived through questions that would have crushed someone else. You love not because it's easy, but because you've learned that your heart wasn't meant to harden. It was meant to heal. It was meant to hold fire. And now it's your turn to ignite it, to light up everything around you with a spirit that refuses to be silenced. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're not too late. You are becoming. And when the world finally catches up to your breakthrough, they'll say it came out of nowhere. But you'll know. You'll remember every silent morning, every painful night, every lonely step, every tear you turned into fuel. And you'll smile, not because it was easy, but because you earned it. So when the next challenge hits you won't break. You'll remember what it took to get here. You'll remember that growth always feels like resistance. Before it feels like reward, you'll remember that pressure is not punishment. It's preparation. It's your next level knocking on the walls of your old one. When it comes, you won't panic. You won't shrink. You'll rise. Because now you know storms don't destroy you, they define you. Don't stop your purpose, they sharpen it. And when the voices in your head whisper, "Who do you think you are?" you'll smile, because now you have the answer. You're the one who didn't quit. You're the one who got back up when nobody noticed. You're the one who became unrecognizable to the person you used to be. And that kind of strength, it can't be faked. It can't be borrowed. It has to be built in silence, in discomfort. In the unseen corners of your journey where no one is clapping but you keep walking anyway, that's where your power lives. And it's been growing this entire time. You've spent enough of your life walking through fire and calling it failure. But now you see it clearly. The fire didn't burn you. It refined you. It burned off the lies. It melted the fear. It exposed the parts of you that weren't built for where you're going. And now what's left? What's left is something unshakable, something permanent, something ready. You don't need the world to understand. You don't need everyone to clap, because this breakthrough, it's personal. This win, it's between you and the younger version of yourself that prayed for it. It's for the kid who didn't feel seen, the teen who almost gave up, the adult who carried the weight of everyone else's expectations and still made it here. You're not just becoming who you're meant to be. You're honoring every version of yourself that never gave up along the way. That's what this year is about. Not perfection, not popularity, but becoming undeniably, unapologetically you. So when you wake up tomorrow, don't ask if you feel ready. Ask if you're willing. Willing to try. Willing to fail. Willing to grow. Because courage doesn't always feel loud. it's often quiet. It's waking up with doubt in your chest and still choosing to take the step. It's walking into rooms that once made you shrink and standing taller than ever. It's answering the call that keeps coming even when you've tried to ignore it. That calling is not going away because it was never random. It was placed inside you with purpose. And now that purpose is louder than your fear. And that's why everything's about to change. Because now, you finally believe it's possible. And once belief enters the room, everything else starts catching up. Your actions, your habits, your standards. So go ahead. Let them say you've changed. Let them say you're different, because you are. You're no longer waiting for permission. You're no longer trying to fit into spaces that ask you to shrink. You're building something new now. A life that fits you, not a version of you that fits them. That's the power of breakthrough. It doesn't just change your results, it changes your identity, shifts your posture, your vision, your boundaries. It teaches you that peace is more valuable than pleasing, that purpose is louder than praise, that showing up for yourself is the most revolutionary act of all. So no, this isn't just a good year. This is your becoming year. The year you stop surviving and start building. The year you stop explaining and start executing. The year they'll look back and say, that's when it all changed. But you won't be surprised, because you knew. You felt it in your bones before anyone else saw it. And now
It's here.
your breakthrough. And it's not some distant miracle. It's you. It's always been you. And you're finally ready to walk into the life you were born for. You weren't born to blend in. You weren't created to live a life of hesitation, doubt, and almost but. Somewhere along the line, the world convinced you otherwise. It whispered lies through broken people. It told you to quiet down, to play small, to wait your turn. And for a while, you listened. Not because you were weak. Because survival sometimes means silence. But survival isn't your purpose. Transformation is. You didn't make it this far just to repeat the same chapter. You didn't overcome everything behind you just to stay afraid of what's ahead. You've got a fire inside you that's been misunderstood for too long. You've called it restlessness. You've called it anger. You've called it anxiety. But what it really is potential trying to break free. It's your true self screaming to be seen, to be heard, to be released. In 2025, it's the year you finally answer that call. It's the year you stop breaking yourself into pieces just to make others comfortable. It's the year you stop waiting for clarity and start building it with every step forward. Because here's the truth most people won't tell you. No one gets it all figured out before they begin. No one feels fully ready. Confidence doesn't come before the leap, it comes after. After you show up shaking, after you stand tall even. When your knees want to buckle, after you walk through the fear instead of running from it. And that's why most never make it. They wait for a feeling instead of fighting for a future. But not you. Not anymore. Because now you see the truth. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. Breakthrough doesn't happen in routine. And success, it never comes to the one who needs it most. It comes to the one who's willing to show up when it's hardest. And yes, it will get hard. You will want to quit. There will be mornings when you question it all, nights when your dreams feel further than ever, but those moments, they're not signs to stop. They're signs that you're getting close, that you're no longer numb, that something is waking up inside you that had been asleep for too long. Doubt is not your enemy, it's a doorway. Resistance is not your weakness, it's your strength being tested. Every time you feel like breaking, you're actually breaking through the old beliefs, through the fear, through the story that told you you weren't enough. You are enough. You always have been. But now you're starting to believe it, not because someone told you, but because you've survived enough to know it. You've stood in enough storms to earn it. Now it's time to walk like it. Don't expect applause. Don't wait for validation. The beginning is quiet. Success is silent. Mastery doesn't come with confetti, it comes with consistency. While the world is chasing likes, you'll be chasing legacy. While they're performing, you'll be building. Watching, you'll be transforming. And that's the difference. That's what sets the 1% apart. They don't wait for proof. They become it. One step, 1 hour, one hard decision at a time. You don't need to do it all today. You just need to begin. Just need to show yourself that this time you won't give up. That this time you're not chasing a temporary high, you're claiming a permanent identity. This is who you are now, not someone trying to break through. Someone who already has. And from this point forward, everything shifts. So breathe deep, stand tall, let them underestimate you, let them doubt. Because while they're watching the clock, you're becoming timeless. And when they ask how you did it, you won't talk about motivation. We'll talk about moments like this. Quiet, honest, brave. The moment where you stopped waiting to feel worthy and decided to act like it instead. We'll talk about the nights you cried and still kept going. The days you failed and didn't fold. The mornings you woke up to no applause but gave your all anyway. That's the real story. That's the real power. And it doesn't need to be shouted. It just needs to be lived. Because real transformation isn't loud. It's steady. It's unseen. And then one day, it's undeniable. This isn't just your year to dream. It's your year to demand. It's demand more from yourself, from your habits. It's from your mindset. It's your year to stop hoping for change and start creating it. Because nothing is more dangerous than someone who finally realizes their power. Someone who looks in the mirror and no longer sees lack but legacy. You are that person now. And every step you take from here, it's not just for you. It's for every version of you that ever felt invisible. It's for the younger you who didn't have the words but always had the fire. And it's for the future you, the one who will look back on this moment with tears in their eyes and pride in their heart. This is it. The moment you stopped being a prisoner of your past and became the architect of your future. 2025 isn't just a new year. It's a new identity. And it's waiting for one thing. Thank you for spending these minutes with me. If your heart's still beating with fire, it means the breakthrough has already begun. Now go build the life they said you never could. And remember, it was never luck. It was always you.